Okay, sir.
Just search for any of the RAM.
Yeah, okay, I will
You
search
have to
for.
search the gate level cell name with the technology mapped cell. So both sides the same cell has to be visible for me.
Okay.
So that is how we can check how the one character is assigned for that. So you can see, can you search for this side also the same thing? You can see, uh, can you see, this is the connections. The connections will be the same way. This is the way it is there. If you see, can you see just can you off the thing, the red color thing? It is more vibrant. Yeah, you can see there is a NAND gate of some cell, just like a NAND gate it will be having. But if you see here, there's a real character of NAND gate is there for this. But there are two different cells. Even though I'm just giving example, this is a real character is assigned from the technology. This character will be having a layout, the structure from the left file. Okay, the left file have a map of that when it is properly placed on the physical design, the physical design on the die. Okay, so that is how the mapping will be done. Okay, we can go to the next steps, Rahul, now.
Yes.
Okay, so everyone, I think everyone got the how the mapping is done, right? Next, we will do the synthesis optimization. Like, let's say after the mapping is done, you may require now again optimize the cells. The before you see that hundreds of cells are there, that may we have to reduce for the use. If the lesser the cells, lesser the power usage, and lesser the cost, and the more the better functionality, because it doesn't require the more data to be parsed all this. Okay, this is how the things will happen with the synthesis step. And people think that synthesis is a very long thing that will it's hard to learn, but in simple terms we have went through this. But learning this is not the only endpoint. It is only the background of the things before starting into a in before starting as a backend engineer. But there are multiple. This is just a point one thing that you have learning today. But there are hundreds of ways to optimize. Just as a small design, we are giving a background. But learning this process, it is like a different techniques and different ways to optimize. You need to understand each and every logical thing that is there in the your netlist. Okay, so once you're done with the synth, the logical QR things like we can see the gate count, it is decreased or increased with according to the synthesis. If you see the number of gates, total number of gates, that may be increased or decreased. Can you show the difference between the two reports, QR
Yes.
reports, or
Yes.
I think people are discussing something in background. It's okay if it is doable, it's okay, or else we can take it later. Just give enter, just give enter, just give enter, double tap. You can see, right? The number of gates are differentiated after the optimization. The total area is also differentiated if you see. It is decreased by 1% or 2%. I no. How much it is decreased? It is decreased by 5%, the total area. Isn't it? I mean total instances, not the area. Area is remained because we didn't define the area yet. The number of instances are decreased after the optimization, isn't it? I took a small design to analyze and faster processing for now, but in real it will be having a millions of gate count. It will take at least enough to run for 5 days at least sometimes. You have to sit and watch it whether it is doing its job or not. And in parallel to that, you have to run multiple runs to optimize that gate count to the number that is decided for your block. It is your 100% job. You can't say there is a no way. There is a way that we have to re-synthesize your actual logic. That's how the real fun will start with the physical design things. Okay? You can go with the next steps. I think we are done with the synthesis steps here. There's a more logic is like we are inserting the DFT, but For this block, it will take another tool. We have a tool for it, but in the interest of time, we have left only the 45 minutes, and the physical design will take a more time. So we can load the Innovos tool to run the physical design steps. Okay, whatever the inputs we got it from the synthesis, we are loading it for the Innovos now. Okay, I think everyone are getting all these things right. We'll take the doubt sessions. Please note it in your note. I'll enable the chat or a questionnaire things if required for you. They can ask the questions still in the questionnaire section. Okay.
Synopsis or cadence, which one is the best one for industry purposes?
Ide. Yeah. Innovos is the updated tool. The Synopsis is the old. Both are now real-time industry. They have working on Synopsis and Cadence, but Cadence is very easy to easy to handle. It is have graphical user friendly. So right now the out of the industry we are using Cadence tool only. And right now have been loaded here. Once you check, I have been setting setting up here. Like I have been setting
Yeah, before that, just a question. I was on mute. So basically, the cadence or synopsis is the best means. The cadence is the sometimes it's doing its good job in terms of handling the lower technologies, and people are actually the lower technologies. Let's say a 45 mm technology is good for the synopsis sometimes, and at the same time cadence. But lower technologies need a faster runtimes. Runtime is like it should not take a 5 days to run something. It can take it 2 days only, so that the people are using the cadence. That's the reason, and everyone has to know the both of the tools. It is not like I know only the cadence. You have to know the workflow, not the tools. The tools are like learning procedure will be the same, but the commanding is the different. The format of the syntax are different, but in terms of the doing the job, logically thinking, everything is the same. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Good afternoon, sir. What are the prerequisites needed to learn cadence?
So first thing is that you have to know theoretical knowledge a lot first to understand the tools. The tools are so basically all you learning for to understand how the tool is behaving. The theoretical knowledge is the one you have to learn 100%, and that 100% becomes the 30 to 40% of the tool knowledge. Okay,
Sir, your
let's
voice
say,
got stuck. Can you please repeat it?
is it okay now? Is that better now, or should I repeat it again?
Yes, sir, it's better, and please repeat it again. We have lost you.
Oh yeah. So basically, first thing is the theoretical knowledge is 100% required, and that 100% you have to apply for the different tools. And learning the tool is a skill first. How the tools are running, how the tools are behaving, and how you have to make the modifications required for that particular designs, a particular block or particular partition to make your final output to be met for the requirement of the chip or not. All this need is to work for the tools only in the current things. Because learning the tool is the biggest skill now. Whether you know the cadence or its synopsis, it's according to the company requirement they will take you. But the thing is that theoretical knowledge first, then applying it on a tools. That is how the things are going on. That's how the things are going with. Let's say a person need to design a image. He have all the knowledge what is required for the design the things, but he can't use the different tools to build. The different tools are like a different graphic tools to design. The same thing with the PLSI things, you have to know all the theoretical things to apply on the tools to better your knowledge for the all the process for the recruitment or placements. The more the knowledge into the theoretical knowledge, they will apply on the tool. Because tool is most advanced they are in building anything, analyzing the circuit, analyzing the logics, physically, logically, everything. They take the conservation of resistance, capacitance, everything that is there. Okay.
Yeah, this is actually
In my resume, I had. Hello?
Yeah. So I will take the questions again. You can note it actually. So this is how the basic physical layout is looking like with some values we have taken into consideration. And these are the different RAMs and ROMs and different peripheral connections for this chip. All this the outside the box are the pins to connect to the motherboard. Basically, they are the connections to the motherboard. Motherboard basically they are called the I/O pads. That pads will be having a metal layer that will be connecting to the packing pins and they will be connecting to the motherboard. Now we will start. This is the full chip. It is called as the full chip. If we divide into four pieces, each one becomes a partition. And we are not doing the partition because anyway it is a smaller design. Okay. So now Rahul will load the floor plan. How he will do the floor plan? Can you do some floor plan things? Then we
yes.
can load our automated already made floor plan. Because at least we have to place them properly. Each and every connection we have to take into consideration before placing them. And there are rules and regulations we have to follow where building the these macros. What you see in the right side. So we should not be overlap. It should have a proper length. They should be sitting on a proper rails. Can you show the follow pins, that rows? Can you zoom how the size of, I think, yeah, this is where the very small the standard cell will place on this row. That is your gate going to place on this. Each one will be the ground and VCC, ground and VCC alternative. This is the size of your, this is the size of your, the height of your CMOS. That once we build, we can show you again. But just I'm showing we have to place properly on this. The corners of each and every macro has to place. This will be taken care by the physical design people.
Sir, is this project which nanometer?
As I said, this is a 45 nanometer technology there.
Okay, sir, thank you.
source we place instances. Yeah. So we have already pre-placement of these things are done. To interest of time, how they are placed, you see the connection, right? So this has to be properly analyzed. It will take at least 1 or 2 days for this small design. But if you see, there are 101, 100 and 150 macros also like this. So we have to analyze it properly, visually and logically to place. That is how the critical the floor plan is. If you zoom in, right, if you see how much accurately they place, can you zoom in closer to the road? You can see how they accurately they have placed. This is the way it is not placed. This is a legalization issue if you see. They has to come with a proper snapping to the grid, row grid, okay? This will show a violation in the future for us. And this is a violation. We'll see the DRS violation. Yeah, this is how we snap. I think we have to unfix it first.
Okay, sir.
Sir, but every macro we had some halo.
That we have to. That is a part of your floor planning things. That's what I'm not covering because just I'm going with the floor plan things. It is a halo, blockages, all these things are part of the your floor planning skills to make a more better quality floor plan. Because in the interest of time, if I take a floor plan itself, I often absolutely already we don't have a time for this. Okay, that is a topic that a floor plan will take at least 15 to 20 days to cover. The not only floor plan, there are a lot of manufacturing tips we have to follow. We are creating a small halo for this, I believe. Is it?
Yeah, right now we have applied a hello.
This is small halo we are creating. Can you show how the halo looks like?
Just
Just 2 meters, because we don't have a time for the power plan and placement and CTS. So once the halo is there, the color will be like this. The extra 5 macrometers will be added so that no standard cell will be very near to this macros for this wrapper. Okay, it will not allow to place. Okay, go ahead, Rahul. I think we are losing the time. Yeah, wait, yeah.
Hello, sir. Hello.
Yeah, hello. What is the question?
Oh, why that halo will not allow to place?
Halo is the where halo itself is the it will not allow to play. That is the why the halo is used.
Why
It
we
will
are
not
using
place
that?
the very near the standard cells because standard cells are very sensitive prone to the heat that get generated in the ramps or short
Okay.
circuit or whatever it may be. We should have a small space left to the for the routing resources also sometimes. We are creating the power grid now. Okay, once the power grid is created, we will know how the power will be distributed from the all the way from the into the out.
So there is a difference between hard blockage and halo, or it's same.
Hard blockage is different. We are not allowing anything. Hard blockage is like a same thing. That is as a 1 second. 1 second. Rahul, you didn't define the VDD VSS in the pins. Can you go to the run that script? Go to the top line. Top line. Yeah. Can you create the VDD VSS pins first? Yeah, that are the things you have missed on. Yeah.
Now,
Now
whatever
run the
steps
all
you
the
are
steps
following
after.
through this sticker, like you
No,
people
this is a
prepared
stickle.
first
This
this
is a
one.
basic stickle to make
Yeah.
a work easier for this workshop only. And this is a very basic
Uh,
steps.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
You prepared like we will get from the synthesis like that. I know.
Mm-hmm. What is that?
This tickle you guys are prepared, right? So whatever you are now
Yeah,
told,
this is the
bring it here.
basic prepared by our trainee people. Yeah. This is very basic commanding. This is a basic commanding file. It is not even a file of where the script is there. Scripts looks different actually.
I understood because you just but one GUML you
Yeah,
listed the commands here and you're just following that steps, right?
it's just like copy pasting the things on there. Yeah.
Yeah, copy pasting, that's it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is the one you have to do. Rahul, you missed
Maybe
it.
right inside the heap. So there is a macro
This is
micro
the to the command. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, my question is that micro placement and standard placement is what I know. So how you done that? So you exited
There's a
and
manual.
exited there.
No, command manual is done. We have stored that particle locate of each every command so again to make it work easier for workshop. Okay.
Okay. So how will define like this macro is sitting here only? Is there any we analyze that? So this is
Exactly.
nearby
If you
connected to
don't
this
know
or
live
how?
actually, when you select each and every macro, that will be where the function is going and coming.
Yeah, Python
Again.
analysis will say, right?
Exactly. That's how the things are. Or you have to analyze the module wise.
Between macros, how much distance you
One
can?
second. I think one error is there here. Rahul, don't ignore the error what is coming.
No,
Is
no,
it
this
wrong number specified?
no,
Yeah.
sir. It's have been ended the
Okay,
script.
fine. Don't ignore the errors. Yeah.
Yeah,
This
okay,
is
okay.
the basic thing. But you have to analyze and before going to the next step. Because time is again error. You have to put the date also, right? Other files will go and the date also.
Yeah, okay, okay. Yeah.
Don't say anything. Just
I just received
why you must, the design is not the design is not null. You have to put it after the loading the design. After reading the manual, you have to put it. Okay.
okay.
After reading the line 23rd, you have to load it right away.
After reading MC. Okay.
To be in the file, you have to put them actually.
Okay, okay. MC already
So
seen.
without going the design, you're taking a
Yeah, yeah.
Let's go. Hello.
you're reading all the libraries and now on the netlist from the it is from the not in the PHP. Line number 12 to something. Yes, yes, you are audible. You are speaking now.
Sir, what is command to
Can mute actually convey like there's a lot of disturbance.
Sir, voice coming. Sir, you can please speak.
Please don't spend like don't make a disturbance for others. Go ahead, yeah.
sir, what is command to align with the standard is right?
Can you bit slower to ask the question? What is the command?
What is the command to align cells with the side rows and side columns?
Okay, snap to grid is the command which is very simple. We have to run it actually. The command is like once the floor plan is created, we can select all the standards, I mean, all the floats also, and for all the RAM first, then we can run the command. Okay,
Yes, sir.
but we have to unfix for running the command. Okay.
We need to fix the macros, sir.
Yeah. Then there is not move right. You have to fix all the things. What you know like without unfix. Copy one more. We have one round left, right? We have to run all the steps. Copy till all the is done. Till the all the.
Yeah, okay.
Recording session you will share to a mail or how it is?
It will be. I'll give all the last step. I'll give all the things that we are going to share. Application. I'll give the questions in the mail. In the mail, will give. Okay. The links will get. Okay.
Because here we are not covering like everything, so it's going a little fast here.
Yeah, we have one work right. We have to accommodate the time right. We're covering the 2 days of all the workload. That is business here. It is a
You
theoretical
can
thing.
extend it, right? You can extend it, right?
It's a little bit too long, right? To listen. It's not like it's knowledge in the last 3 months, right? It's too hard to make people to take it away.
No. My question is like you guys are like in hurry means so I don't know, but some people will understand, some people understand if they have idea
But
on
we have
this.
to make it cover, right? That's for the schedule. We talk to every 1 hour per day. We just extend it to 2 hours. It is going to extend again for the 3 hours. It's already today we have to get 2.5 hours. It is too long to stay by force to understand things in a comprehensive way. We have more comprehensive.
People are understanding clearly and we are getting interest in this thing here, right? So then people will
Just a
come
call.
with the
You close the floor brackets. Close the brackets.
Excuse me, sir.
Close the phone.
Hello. Hello.
Yes, go ahead. Yes.
Yeah, sir. If you want to take the license of cadence tools or any other things, how much it will cost around
Commercial license will cost $90,000 per license.
per year?
Yeah, I think that will be per year only, yes.
Okay.
$90,000, that is around 80, 75, 85 lakhs.
Okay. Means
And it can't be
the
sell for
one
the individuals. It's only for
uh,
the
companies.
authorized companies, or actually they are into the website, they are running a previous project and experience these things.
Okay. Means one server is given to how many members?
It's not server, I'm talking about only licenses. Server is different. One license for one person. If you see one license, one person is using only. Server is different.
Okay.
Server is a physical thing. License is a software thing that you get software. Let's say you enable a one, it can install your any other ways, but number of licenses
Okay.
equals number of the multiple of the thing.
Okay. I think I understand. I understand. So if we take one license, we can install in
Let's say you
any.
took it two Microsoft accounts, sir.
Yeah.
You should have a laptop where you have to use it. Simple, but you have to download it and have to make it assign for that license. That's it.
Yeah. Thank you.
And now get in the power plant. So in the power plant, right? As previously there was a Fury cockpit properly. Yeah. Be careful about this. So the time up. It costs again 5 to 10 minutes. And for smaller design, it is good that we can go back and open the design. But if you don't get at least for one gate, it will take again 8 to 9 hours. You got it right? The reason that is so important. Let's say tomorrow there is a release. We have to finish it by tonight only. There is a no way that error or you cost it because of some issue you have to get that is accuracy that is needed, because the physical design flow or any of the flows, it is having a 3 to 4 years of time total. In that our time will be very less, engineer will be very lesser time, and there is no way that there is a backup for you, nor a person will get a help for you. If you are given a some task, you have to do. Wait, Rahul, show the how the next power, how the power plant and how the power nets are created first before they are placing the standard cells in the rows.
Okay, sir.
Once then that means that we can see that how the structure is there in the physical design. Okay. I think it is taking some time anyway. Any questions in between? That is the same that you wanted to do like system. In that scripting language are currently mandatory for the automation going on in the system. If I say that it is not required, it is not very different. It is required, the basic at least the knowledge required for understanding it is master. Okay? And it is very simple to learn. It is very simple as the C language. Everyone has to have a basic C language things to learn any language here. It's a basic thing. Like how you learn a Python before they have skills. You are engineer, you have to learn it.
So which automation language we can use because there are
Automation is easily Linux commanding is the basic thing. I think that is it. You have to know. And the teaser is a very basic interface with some kind of script you want to work with. I created a script to run the something. It's condition, for each condition value. It knows all the things that command the tool to understand the language is the tool command language. That is the easy. Okay?
so
It's very basic. It's very basic and
means you are saying that scripting and is mandatory for every LS
mandatory.
Yeah. Which
If it is sitting out, the sitting out is opportunity.
so which scripting
You
language?
want to you have to take out for everyone you're competing with. You can't create skills for something that you want to know. My suggestion to everyone is like you have to learn everything that is there in the market. You have to best around the people so that you get the best family, best company that you need. That is my suggestion. I think I have cleared that out.
Okay.
So this is how the opportunities will not miss you. Okay? If a person is competing with you, having a two simple language, known as Python, but because he knows the language already, he can do anything he wants. After getting off the system, he realized that okay, now it's the same as all other languages. It's simple that one syntax has to learn. That's the way we have to understand it. It's not like it's something that you post Very simple language, I can say.
Sir, tickle is mandatory for PD engineers or Linux is enough?
Linux is only the interface OS. Let's say you are using a Windows to download or something. That is the same thing that if you wanted to work as a Windows engineer, Linux OS interface is the method. In that languages to make your life easier. Life easier in the sense when you're going to interview. You know the scripting languages, you say the interviewer has given a script to write. Simply you will write this. You know the syntax problem is there, but you say that your confidence says that okay, I know this language. That's how you have to make that. And we make that kind of training here in Chip Expert. We do have the test for each and every subject we teach, and everyone has to pass the test before going to the next module, because
How
unless
can
they
we
pass the
perform?
test they doesn't know the quality of what they're going to do. And we will make that incubate for each and every subject, so that the person who actually learned will get enrichment of the subject at least the 70 to 60 60 to 70 percentage.
I have a one doubt. Can we
Yes.
perform that structured data paths in Innovas?
And again,
How can we perform that structured data paths scenario in the Innovas?
structured data paths is part of the design and verification thing, that is part of the Verilog coding things, if I know. Okay.
No, it's
The
comes
the
during the placement stage
I
based
think you're
upon
talking
that
about
structured
data
data
path
path.
is pipelining you're talking about. Is it correct?
No, no,
The
not
pipelining
pipelining.
is like, yeah, I'll say.
The method for placing the standard cells in the Innovas.
Structure, that is like a structure SDP you're talking about, isn't it? RDP or
Yeah, yes.
SDP. Exactly. So the normal terminology is SDP is like no one is following it now.
Okay, okay, okay.
Because in meet someone, yeah. So that is a SDP feature where you have to place the all the standard cells of particular module at one location. Is it correct?
Yep,
You can
that's
admit.
correct. But how can we do
Yeah,
that? Is a
but now
separate
no
file
one
we
is
have to
following
do,
that
or
technique. Yeah, but no one is following that structure of placement now in the industry, because that is losted with the some older technology itself. But what is actually it is, I'll say. Let's say you have a group of standard cells you have to place, but what tool is doing that? It is splitting the logic and it is splitting one side of the logic to other side, and off of the logic to the other side. You will create a bounds and guides in your design to place them in a particular location with a guided placement. That is called a structured data placement, not a data structure. Or that is called as a structured data paths, because the connection to flop should not miss, it should not be scattered, it should not be clustered. That is a way that they should not be split. Now the tools become a more intelligent, even it will analyze the model, which model it is belong to, it will not split the logic first. So there is no manual interventions are required for to place the SDP structures in your design now. Okay, you can see that how these IO pins are like the pins connecting to the board will connect to the motherboard. Then if you see there is a power rings, if you see these are the two power rings, VSS and VDD, how they are connected. These are connected like this. Again, if you see the structure to connect, can you on the stripes and all the tests? If you see, if you go to that in the middle of that macros, this is the power thing that will going to connect to the down the, it will go to the top metal layer to the down the metal layers. Okay, bottom metal layers, that bottom metal layers will be connected to the standard cells. The power will go from the top metal layers to the bottom metal layers. Let's say you have a
Very
M20
clearly
layers,
you say
20 layers.
M8 and M9.
That M20, just let me finish, please. Yeah, M20, let's say 20 metal layers. You know, you have a 20 layers. The power has to come from the top metal layer to the bottom metal layers till the down with a mesh. Mesh is like it will go to vertical and horizontal ways to go to the metal layers. So here the top metal layer for this technology is like what are the technologies can you show? What are the metal we have? Total metal layers.
Actually, I'm not.
We have metal 9 layers. Okay. How we can analyze? We have to analyze that whether that mesh is created from the bottom, top to bottom or no. Okay. And in the interest of time, we have to go to plane. Can you start on that? Like, can you show the follow-up things once? How that like just before going? Yeah.
So I have a doubt.
Yes. Yes.
So there is no openings for physical design, right? As a fresh. Even service-based companies are asking gap.
I'll take that questions later. Only technical things we can take. Yeah, please for that. Please
Yeah.
hold on for that. I'll take that
Yeah,
generic
okay.
things in the last. Okay. But we can take the technical because it will be the mind of the persons. Okay.
Yeah, very much.
We have to calculate that power strips width and rail count
Exactly.
number of
That we
strips.
have to do for the particular technology. That is calculations we have to do. That's where I said what you're learning in the workshop, not the full you're learning. I said point one only. I'm giving just a overall background how it is there. Let's say you are constructing a house. Like you have a prototype that you're building a wall with something. That's it. It is not built with the bricks now. Got it right? I'm giving a
Sorry.
prototype of how it is really look like, but not actual the calculations each and everything engineer has to do, even the placement, even the floor planning. And I'm saying this is not the best one I can say. This is the only floor plan you have done to look like a floor plan, isn't it? And now you're running this place design where all the standards, whatever the logic will be physically placed in the silicon. On the paper. The real paper will not be there. We are taking as a assumption of the design to place how it is really look at be printed or when we fabricate the design. Okay, using this generic terminologies to understand what even the people join take a study. Okay? And all take about what I'm using will be different here when you come into the VLSI field. Okay, just I'm giving you some kind of heads up on this. Okay, I
Sir,
think
what
you
is
could
the
have set it some. Mhm.
what is the worst case temperature conditions for lava technologies?
Your voice is not clear. Can you ask with putting your mobile a bit longer?
Case
What is it?
temperature conditions for lava technologies. Worst case temperature conditions for lava
Acha,
technologies. What's the
worst case temperatures. Okay, it depends. Let's say you are using a mobiles in a defense. That need to be operated at minus 120 degrees because people who actually travels to some locations in these surroundings, they may freeze and they not work. Let's say you're working for a lab that need only a minus 10 degrees is fine because it can still work in some conditions. Let's say let's say you are using a chips in some sector of IoTs that doesn't require minus degrees, right? And the highest, high temperature also. So according to let's say every 30 minutes, let's say in the motherboard there are at least 20 to 30 chips. Everything will go through the same process of VLSI flow. Some will be bigger, some will be smaller according to the logic it has inside. Okay. If you
And
see some
for lava,
example of the motherboard, you see that the number of chips you see small, bigger with different companies they have created. Network chips, CPUs, GPUs, you see Bluetooth chips, you see some memory cards, all these chips with a different knowledge, different usage, different logic, different methodologies they made, time, mobile chips, all these are different things. Okay, you guys think everyone is getting the things right, or I'm making some things important. Thank you.
enhance the lower temperature for lava technology nodes.
Yeah, the thing, even the 2NM things, chips are operating at minus 60 degrees and minus 80 degrees also. If you see,
Here,
GPUs are at minus 80 degrees because they are in nitrogen cooling to make a chips to heat at lower temperature. The chip will go more and more efficient. They can go at 3 gigahertz to 10 gigahertz speed. Go to high temperature, the frequency will decrease. Even the chip box has a non-temperature 3 gigahertz. That okay, only 1 gigahertz speed only. You see, the chip is operating what frequency. Can you go to the applications? Ram, can you go to the applications?
Yes.
No, on the top. No, not spell. On this one. On the top, there is application, right? It is showing the something. I will take 15 minutes more.
In applications,
You go to the systems tools, something. System tools or system monitor. So when you go to the process, some process they are running in the background for this server. For the resources, sorry, resources, I think. Yeah, if you see, these CPUs are there in my server now. It's only down. Out of that, the temperature is also given for this for the OS, but this very good down. Give one. It is there in this process. Performance temperature is already. No. So it is only 256 GB. It's a small server we have. Just for merely for only for the workshops and everything. But very big server rate. You see, number of servers they operate 1%, 2%, 12%. The load sharing is according to the temperature, according to the speed, according to the data is optimization. Currently, there is 40 GB of RAM. It is running. The application is 40 GB. If you see for a bigger design, to use the 1 TB of data also, and the server you know to operate, it will cost at least 40 to 45 lakhs for each of the server. That's a by NVIDIA or AMD or Intel. That's why the companies
Is there
are very ethical. Okay,
is
can
there
you
any
go to the
Linux
next
command
section?
to
Yeah.
is there Linux command to get this view instead of getting that application?
There is a command. There is a command. Direct command you can get them. Okay. Maybe I
Yeah,
am
getting
not
down.
that much. I think they come in the Google for the tune. In specific needs also the ChatGPT also. Okay. It is a command. Okay. Ultimately, whatever is the graphical interface with the background a command for Windows for it, that is also. Let's say the Windows, you want to have the same thing. There is a command you go to search and convert also. Okay. Can you show how the different concepts happen? Based on the gates, everything will placed like a top view. If we are looking at top view now, the things. Yeah. They are cut. If you see the red color one model, blue color different one. These are the gates. This is the flop, this is the flops. How they are placed is like if you look at robots side by side, they will be interconnected with the routing, set. What the placement is standard set itself. You don't have any overlap. Any overlaps? No, right? Everything is properly aligned in the rows. So you have to check whether the check is passing with any overlaps or not. Okay, can you go to the next block of data? So once the clock is done, this is a command for running clock is done. Clock is the blue clock. Okay, it's fine.
We need to like
What is that? What can we clear the question?
the place.
Checklist. That was the checks we have to do. What I'm saying, that is again part of your report, everything, not only checklist. You have to check the timing also. The setup time you have to check it.
To overlap and all, we see checklist right first.
Exactly.
After that,
Then
we
you also
apply
check this,
with
if there are all these different commands, you have to check. Check this is all the design, check on your placement also.
overlap also it will give an particular white stamp also, right?
Exactly, if it is there. If you have set the rules and if you already set the rules, it will be the case. If you already have the rules properly, it is easy.
Excuse me, sir. Sir, I have a question about the power plant. Is there power plant calculations are all calculations done by the physical design engineer or the data engineers are involved in this?
Okay, that's the question. So basically, power estimation will be done with the only first. Once the power is shipped, accordingly, they will give the power numbers for your power plant. How much the grid is required for each and every metal layer. Then that value should be used with the physical design. But in the process of learning, that process you will learn, you have to learn the very basic level. And next thing is that you are asking that any design is there. Yeah, they are also physical design engineers who actually create this power solution. But once they done 5 or 6 years of experience or 10 years of experience, every person will be specialized in something. The person who can power engineer or information engineer or sign up engineer or the response engineer or like that. Standard way people will start with physical engineer, physical engineer. Not all physical engineer can be physical engineer, physical engineer. According to company plan.
Sir, I got it. Thank you.
Back then it was a good engineer was there. They gave it some balance. Okay. Then someone started like it's becoming more complex. How to divide the engineer, the category engineer, design, application engineer, physical design. Now physical design everybody jobs are there. So this is like 15 jobs are there at least. Again for design verification will be there. Again there is part-time there, didn't realize same kind of what is there for when you are working as a waypoint. Okay. What are you kind of are you running
Yeah,
or like?
yeah. This is the CCR cities.
It's actually as you have.
value on cycle.
That we have to check it. This command. Site we have to first when we open. It is very technical actually in the technology perspective. Okay. We have number of designs. We have 19, we have 45, we have 18, we have 7 so but 7 we can't show it directly to the public. The only thing we can only do is give it to the feedback and training members. Okay.
Designing lower number also.
Yes, we have got for the arm, 7 and we are running it only for the feedback and training members. We have more than 7 projects.
Lower for 7 nm is the last, right?
No. 2 nm it's already 17. 2 nm I know.
I know. 1.8 astronomers.
Yeah, currently I'm working on the 1.4 angstroms. That is like 1.4 nm. It's only angstrom this age gas when it is like 10 to the power minus 10. It is angstrom and that is the way that when systems is working on nanometer technology. Okay, and Samsung is working on nanometer technology. They are working on quite differently.
Are you trading with the help technology lower number, so it's good.
It's about the thing. First, you need to start like about things how to do them. Then you have to analyze the different ones because if you know the basic thing first how one bottom is of the things, then you can start. You can't start with the low technology one thing. You have to start always with the taking the system advanced skills. Nothing makes a difference other than trying to complex technology. If you don't do basic things first with any other technology, then you can learn the other technology later in advanced technology. You go into this basically about the technology. But before that, let me see.
Means asking the basic fundamental.
That's what I'm saying. Before that, you'll ask the fundamental thing only. Even you are supposed to know that between the okay and you're going to ask simply. What do you say? Because you have everything obviously. You should open the latest code.
Yeah, that's only why technical thing work on
Exactly.
error and one more node. So then you can tell me like both the things.
Yeah, correct.
Sir, at the starting of the session, you said about design for testability, right?
Yes.
What's the difference between design verification and data verification?
Oh, it's a good thing actually because you have to make a lot of things. Everything is designed here. They will design the design. Only thing is, there is again make it difficult to understand. Design and verification is like design your way of and verifying your logic. Okay? Again, on top of that, DFT is extra audio inserting each and every block, acting and stitching together to verify all the blocks are working and nobody frequency or not. And it's also for the manufacturing thing. Once the manufacturing is done, they give small bits of data, then all the blocks are working to lower frequency or some combination logic has some issue. Okay?
Okay, so what do we
Coming to
need?
digital verification. There is one more physical verification that will be after the design. That is verifying the logic, verifying your layout is properly qualifying for all the parameters. Yes, short, spacing, all considered verification. Okay? Again, that is part of the physical design only. Okay?
Okay, for DFT and design verification, do we need the same skills?
No, no, it's like you have to the design concept for that. The concept is looking at the model. Because this is done only after the DFT. And this is done before and after the design verification is done. So it's like design verification. First, again, design, then verification, then DFT solution to the logic, then synthesis, then design process. Okay?
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Also, there are some type of focus of business engineer is programming language. Which of programming language I have to focus on business engineer?
That was like right? I think I'm repeating something. The third time the question is repeated. I said that C language the basic you have to start with the program language, like Linux or ACC or whatever. All are the core language things, but the syntax is different with the it's language to language. Okay?
Okay, so thank you.
What is that? So what is not clear? Are you Surya who is there speaking? Surya, your voice is not clear. Can you be your mic bit far?
Hello, sir.
Yes.
I have a doubt about the power plan, sir. Like, the complexity of the design increases, like, one power planning script is work for the other. Like, so is there any way that we're gonna follow so way of building the power plan? Like, we go for
So
one
they
way,
same technology or design routine?
like different technology.
No, you can't use that. All the command values are good. Commanding is the same, but commanding values are different. Okay? So to write a script, make it automatic. That is a script. That is how it is useful.
Yeah.
Okay? So this can be used, but it will have to code it as per your power engineer. Okay?
Yeah. Like, so what we do is we're gonna use different design. We're gonna check for the which one is gonna best suited for that design, and it's like a trial and error, right?
For power you're talking.
Yeah.
No, power and there should be no trial and error. Standard values to be given by power engineer or the principal. They have to use the grids or the stripes according to the spacing between every middle layer that will be given by the principal engineer. If you are doing interface small powerful like this, then you have to analyze according to the how much the power is needed. Then you have to make it is properly required by the technology. Default test will be there, whether 2x or 1x of the voltage you have to calculate. You have to decide. Okay?
So then the design is spacing to already given by the power engineers.
Yeah, so models they are given, but that is the thing that you do in the calculations. But if you are in a training time, you analyze how they are calculated, because you will know that you will become an engineer in future, physical design, engineer. Right? So when you're starting is the same thing that everyone starts as physical engineer, they will push 100 members. 100 members will not as a physical engineer.
Yeah, got it.
What are the difference in between block level and top level design? Excuse me, sir.
Sorry, the document means you will be under a partition body parts. The partition will be stitched together like a slice of cakes attached together, and all is connected between each and every partition, and they will be still pulled like however chip is looking like. This design can be partitioned with a proper depth. The logic has splitted accordingly also. Okay?
Hello, sir. When you say low technology nodes, what changes can we observe those changes from high technology node to lower technology node?
How is the power sizes? So rules that will change. How can this?
I mean, will it affect the life of a PD engineer or just the life of a power engineer?
It is possible for physical design also. It is more complex for the physical design engineer also. It is every time, say, let me understand. The final technology is having 1 million transistors at place size of 2 micrometers. Okay? And if you use the same logic to an project, that becomes only 1 micrometer only. Because the size is smaller, and you see the number of issues in terms of power becomes opposite something. Because the power consumption is lesser, the size is decreased. Right? Now you see the DRC routing rules that are congested. The width is equal to 3 picometers, basically, let's say, or pico nanometers. And it is 1 nanometer only, the width becomes. Now you see you have to create a DRC route which you used to have, there's a more complex DRC become now.
Like,
That's why say you're drawing a 1 meter into 1 meter picture, and you're drawing a only the size of the off meter, let's say. Your accuracy will change, right? Obviously, your precision will change, right? The drawing precision and the manufacturing things also change. They have to use more and more accurate machines comparing with the robot technologies to higher technologies, right?
I got two points, but my point is like how like placement tool will be doing, serious tool will be doing. So how would I know the difference between like if a 40 nanometer node is being used by the or 7
Can't
nanometer?
even get a tech level. That is the basic thing when you're doing this itself carefully. Over tech level, you see the technology is defined, everything is tech level. Technology is the way everything is defined there.
Technology
If the technology
defined,
files,
tool
yeah,
is defined, and to use those rules.
exactly. That is not tech level only. All the rules will be defined in the technology level.
How would I know that my life was tougher with the 40 nanometer but better with the 7 nanometer or vice versa?
Every technology is tougher when you are learning net first go. If you have know the issue already, you fix the last thing, last technology. You can fix it now easily, right? Let's say you handled a small machine. In later stage, you handle some bigger machine also. I'm just saying for the any vehicle and things. The same thing
Is
with
it
the life
because
of the technology also. If you know the fixes what you have done in 1 nanometer, you can fix in the 90 nanometer. If you know the fixes what you have in 90 nanometer, know things in the 45 nanometer. Let's say life started 45 nanometer. So you will be seeing a lot of issues which you doesn't know even how to fix. Then you have to work very hard with the technology so that life becomes more easier. That is
so I would not if I'm starting my career, so I would not know the difference, right?
yeah, so I think the questions are making it more not a generic, it is after the things that you have to discuss. Something which is required that if you're very specific that you have to start with. And you don't reach to have the you think about whether accident will happen or not. It will not happen or not, we doesn't know. Right? It's just a given that it will happen whether it happens or not. Anything like that. You should not think like that. You have to start with in some emergency situation, have a safe side, or else you can still drive bus without driving. That is the way that we found the work, know the how you do.
Thank you, sir.
Keep on asking the question, not just I can't answer anything.
So for RTL design roles, what are the must-have skills for a fresher?
Your what is things what is that?
For RTL design roles,
Okay, okay. For earlier design engineer you want to become, what is you need to have a first digital electronics, very advanced level of digital electronics knowledge. Okay, on that you will be building the very of things. That you will be having license design development. Okay,
so advanced level of digital design means what you mean computer architecture also include.
obviously. The computer
Sir,
architecture is what it is. You have to know the functionality of each and every gates and common sockets and sequences circuits until the FIFOs and everything.
Okay, so
Basic
then
construction idea is required so that you can analyze the logical feature to be best first.
Verilog coding as well.
Verilog is the next step. You are converting this logical thing into a text format. That is Verilog, right?
Yeah.
You're making some language,
Yes.
right? This logical thing you're making into a text format. You can't use this file like the text circuit every time, right? That is the Verilog comes that make it life is easier with all the conditions where data structures and everything. Okay?
Okay. So, any role of AI in designing the which uh,
Hmm. There is no AI to build the chipsets. There is only AI that is there for the tools only. Now, tools what you see, you're doing the all work manually. But even there is a manual, there is error you see. That error will give a suggestions for you that okay, this is you can fix by this way. That is a suggestion that now the compatibility that the tools are giving us. Okay, but AI can't replace the real side as well. Okay, now we have done the system that is the design. You can see how the clock is constructed for the number. Enable all the routing things that can require, how this is connected, and the same thing how accurate they will be on the signal. Okay, this is all the power routing, the power wiring that happened. You can see how they are routing the different layers. The coloring is happens in understand for our only. But ultimately, please make it. Yeah, so this is only clock routing. Once we're done with the full routing, the signal routing between the AND gate or ON gate input and output pins, you will see the full routing also. Okay, this is between the clock of the clock pin routing only if you see. And this is a VDD VSS control also. That the blue color lines on top and bottom also gives us the standard. Okay, can you run out of that before that? Just before I need to set the options.
You know about the serial tools?
Yeah, 1 second, I'll take it out.
Serial
Can you
tools.
help? Wait, just 1 second. Help. Or the set start if you start. So this is the way that you can set commands.
Can I ask something?
Set this set multi-city to this 16 because it's taking longer time now.
Uh,
But don't
Hello,
use
am I
your
able?
Yeah, but just
Yes.
so because you have the option, you have a hyphen, but if I go security system,
Local CPU system.
this will use a more secret. Yeah. If you use anyone, this is not recommended because we are making other people to suffer. Okay. Give the window to run out of them. Just give the route design. That's window to run out of. Now we are connecting each and every standard and input and output properly. In real, the same thing will be printed or manufactured or fabricated on the wafer. Okay. This is how it is. To show us visually how we are doing that. Different metal layers are using a number of directions. One layer will be routed in horizontally, one will be routed so one. Then there's other. Let's see. So alternate layers will be having like a vertical and horizontal format to make ease of the accessibility to connect. Each layer will be to the other layer so that they will be software and to connect from the one layer to the other layer. Let's say M1 to the M2. That connection will be connected via wire. It is like a pillar between one metal to the other slabs. However, construction slabs will be connected one to other for one floor to other floor. That how the connection will be there. Okay. Now it is there.
Yeah, this put back in YouTube. This is the library videos. In the terminal, I see somewhere 19 nanometers. So what is that?
Oh, that is set as design nanometer to 90. That is like it too is analyzing the 90 nanometer technology. It doesn't matter. Because 90 nanometer, the algorithm which is in the CPU that suggested the name it doesn't matter.
It's the only way.
It indicates that the 45 right?
Yes. Okay, yeah, thank you.
So what kind of topic is for PDNS?
The last 5 minutes and take that and go and get sometimes. Okay? Yeah, we provide along the certificate.
How power reaches the cell? How the power reaches the cell itself?
That's what I said in the first planning now. So from the top metal, let's say you have a 10 layer. From the top metal, it has a mission. The mission will go from the M9 to M8, M8 to M7 to M6 in the order of alphabetical way. So that's what I showed it in the side also. So in brain also. If you connect like a however top floor to down the ground floor, how they connect it that it is like a network holder format. So the power reach down that only. Okay, so you not the way that I understand and visually, but you see in the 3 also the same chip you see in the 3D, like you are like just going to a room of some things. Just like that you can also type each and every corner of the chip and horizontal top to and about like in a way of side also. There is a 3D also we can say, but as an interest of time I'll show that also. The option for that. Okay, you'll be seeing like how they are connected from the top to bottom. It's very good that if you see in the 3D also. Okay, the chip also. Video.
BT and cases are the same.
But they're not attached with too much short circuit. Same metal signal, but they'll be having a proper spacing while spacing rules that will be used to this video.
So verification comes under front end or back end, sir?
Design verification, physical verification.
Design verification.
That comes from the all the coding, designing of Verilog or logical things that comes under front end. All the packaging that comes under the physical layout. Whatever is the layout that comes under the simple. Okay?
So any code is by
No, you like to hold it as you, let's say, if you are going to get back to this, you could have said that this is the most efficient job. We're designing only the RS circuit. But now we can design the one we make on because of the phone. Only because you like becomes the 8 chips producing will have more logic than the current chip has. It has to process the image of the video within 10 seconds. It only within 10 seconds. The current processor will not have support. To generate the video, it takes a literally, it uses a machine of 45 lakhs the processor. And the heat to generate this in 5 to 10 seconds. It is more than it just like it required in nitrogen cooling to cool it faster. So the much power it will take in just a second of delay because processing that each and every bit has to process has to light up the register the chip. Isn't it? Yes, on the no, 8 amps is the job because it makes it okay. That's how the things work. Like coding, there is no coding for this website. Only the how the usage. You see, you want to write some script. Still there, you can't replace things.
So AI doesn't replace any role in VLSI domain. Are you sure?
You can't replace. It becomes a more faster job. Epson used to work for 2 years because 1 year to work. Yes, let's say in process you could design for 9 years. And that used to take a multiple process learning pipeline for each and everything. Let's say how the app is designed every new chip. So can you have a to create that one?
job security, how can we
The world is not that available.
job security,
That time your skill is good, you will survive. Your skill is bad, you can't survive. Simple. They're top performer in your company. You can perform very well. The least performer. You can't move to the other job, nor you can't switch to the company, other company. You will enter company rules. You perfect your skill. You move top 20 first. I can't get your skill there for anything. Okay.
So for backend engineers and what the skill is focus and in which mostly have to focus on backend engineer.
Very well, related to the thing of electronics.
Can you repeat again, sir? Can you repeat it?
So CMOS, basic fundamentals of CMOS and different electronics, all these are the basic skills that required. It is same thing, you must have this electronics skill also. Okay. What is the mechanical leaders and engineering? So you can go and talk on this. Okay. So these are the fundamentals.
So what's your
Sir,
opinion on
what kind of
electronics
networking
engineer?
engineers?
One person.
What kind of
So what's your
networking
opinion?
engineers can apply for
Please,
wireless
please,
industry?
you repeat one question according to the hand raise. People actually hand raise, please on the height, hand raise.
So what's your
What
opinion
kind of
on NPL? NPL. Very low. Your opinion, please.
I'm really confused now. Like people are raising hands, but someone is speaking according to not the line raise. Vijay, the questions or else raise the hand?
Second is
Yes, you can speak. Yeah.
so what's your opinion on NPL?
It's all about the
Because
yeah.
we can
It's not
very
about NPL. Let me complete my question. It's not about NPL or some exports from the online or exports from your college or anywhere. How you are observing is this thing. It's not the certification you need. I get a certificate from IIT Bombay, but you don't have a skill to put in an interview. It's certificate will help you. No, right? The same in NTP also that is government providing. Even we are also providing free courses in NTP by the government of India. We are part of NHS Skill Development Center, and we have more videos which we have given for the government. According to the notice of, and okay, it's not about even I teach you the best of best knowledge. It's how you observe knowledge and what you are making yourself is a knowledgeable or like a fundamentally strong person in terms of them. Okay?
Sir, what
I
is
think
block buffer? Difference between block buffer and non buffer?
you have to know the how the clocks are inside the construction. What is the construction of the first buffer look like? It has an input and output, isn't it?
It increases
The
by
clock buffer will have a clock. Clock has an input and output. It is having a basic clock.